with the Indian team, top players coming back from injury, not knowing, with KL Rahul not being around for that first game, it will not be easy for India, right? Pakistan would have played one game here. Pakistan know what their team is. Pakistan know what to expect. They've just played in Sri Lanka as well. It is not going to be easy, and yeah, they are right now looking like a team that is in better space than India is.
Yeah, again, I'm just trying to think very, very quickly. When did these two teams meet in a tournament when one team was so disheveled and the other was so sorted, right? I don't think India ever went into any tournament in recent memory as sorted as Pakistan are. Pakistan have clearly always had problems. But even then, there's always been something or the other leading up, with both teams, maybe not on an even keel, but enough to say it's not so obvious. And again, I see events. We know that until 2021, uh, in any World Cup, they've not been beaten. And then Shaheen Afridi bowled that outstanding spell. But right now, I mean, it's so obvious. India, we do shows every day talking about what's holding India back. I think had injuries to Bumrah, Iyer, and Rahul not happened, and they played consistently over the last 11 months. I'm saying 11 months because that's when the real problem started with Bumrah. Of course, Rahul and Shreyas have not been out for that long. But had that team played the way I hoped an Indian team, again, the MS Dhoni reference I go back to, had they played the last 11 months the way they should have played, then I would have said, India would still be able to perhaps boss Pakistan in this match. But India, I mean, the statements we discussed yesterday coming from Rahul Dravid, it just does not paint a picture of a team anywhere near stability. But stranger things have happened on a cricket field. You never know. But right now, definitely Pakistan the favorites, not just for September 2nd and for today in Multan against Nepal, but every single match they play, just for that stability factor which you raised, I think it's going to be much, much easier for them than for India.
Because I was having this conversation on the sports desk and we were talking about KL Rahul's availability, right? Because that is the main point these days that we've all been discussing, Chetan. And the thing is, the ifs and buts are too many with Indian cricket at the moment. And that's why I think that is a huge problem. And it shouldn't be this way before Asia Cup, just as we are trying to figure out what India should do for the World Cup. I mean, this is really the last moments for them. They need to have figured out the team, right? Because the one if and but that I was talking about was, okay, so KL Rahul doesn't play the first two games of the Asia Cup, which means that he wouldn't have played any games before India are to announce their squad for the World Cup, right? Now he gets fit and he plays the Asia Cup and does not do well in the Asia Cup. What happens then?
Well, Meha, not a day goes by when I don't think about KL Rahul and his availability or don't discuss it. I mean, I don't think of my personal life, of my leisure activities or my bank balance as much as I think about KL Rahul nowadays. He is at the center of my attention every day. I sleep, drink, eat. I think about KL Rahul all the time. That's what Rahul Dravid and Rohit Sharma have done to me. Look, there's no doubt in my mind that KL Rahul, as long as he's physically fit, it doesn't matter how many games he's played, how many runs he's scored, he will be part of that World Cup squad. He is definitely India's number one wicketkeeper. If he can stand on two legs and catch the ball, he will be India's number one wicketkeeper in the World Cup. Obviously, by September 27th, you can change players. And then obviously during the World Cup also, you can change players on basis of injury and bring in replacements. So they are going to roll the dice. There is no doubt about that. I mean, all the talk of experimentation, if you can call it that, all the thought of haphazard selections, not giving proper opportunities. The fact that Sanju Samson is our second choice wicketkeeper, I mean, I don't know whether to laugh or cry about that. And the fact that you don't have any other options, it all comes down to really poor planning. And which is why I have the confidence that KL Rahul will be part of the World Cup squad, come what may. They believe he'll be fit in time. Whether he gets actual playing time under his belt, that is something that remains to be seen. So, Jamie was mentioning, if I could just add, Jamie was mentioning the last time Pakistan was settled and India perhaps not so much settled. 2007, under Bob Woolmer and Inzamam ul Haq, Pakistan had a great run into the 2007 World Cup. India also had a decent run into the 2007 World Cup where their experimentation seemingly was working. But by the time those 2 months before the West Indies tournament came around, India was all over the place. Irfan Pathan got injured, etc., etc. Saurav Ganguly coming back. Pakistan were looking really settled. What did they do? They went and lost to Ireland. Whatever happened with late Bob Woolmer happened. And then
Yes.
it just became a circus bigger than India getting knocked out of the ODI World Cup. So for all their consistency and everything, they messed up in 2007. So that was a point of comparison. But yes, coming back to the point, KL Rahul in the World Cup squad, if he's fit, walking on two legs, able to catch the ball, he will be in that World Cup squad.